Nach der Bombardierung.
It's really freezing in here. And I need to remember to bring an extra sweater as soon as I have any work done here.
Yes, but I assure you Mr. Wohlmuth has your best... in your postbox. But these people are all... yes, I understand. I will tell Mr. Wohlmuth.
Is everything all right, Paula?
Yes, Miss Katz. Everything's... No, everything's not fine. That was a horrible call.
I heard. Are you all right, Paula?
I'm fine, I think. Just a bit rattled. It was one of Mr. Wohlmuth's witnesses. She wants out.
Did she tell you why she wants out?
Same as always. Threats against her and her family. They even sent her photographs of her children. Monsters.
How important was this witness for Christoph's case?
It's going to be tough. He spent weeks prepping her. I won't be surprised if I find him sleeping in the office for the next couple of days.
Does this happen often?
It feels like every other week. Most of the time we can convince them to stay on, but it is getting harder.
Don't let this grind you down, Paula.
I won't. Can't give them the satisfaction. Miss Katz, good morning.
Have you heard back from our witness?
Miss Grunewald should be here soon.
Okay.
How are you doing, Paula?
Exhausted? That phone call before, it wasn't how I wanted to start the day, you know?
I think I saw a mouse down in the archive. Interested?
Please tell me you're joking.
Well, hello. What can I do for you?
Ist er wieder da?
Paula tells me you've received threat letters before.
Paula does say a lot of things. But yes, I'm proud to say that's very much correct.
You're proud of being threatened?
Of course I am. Just think. All those people out there, pretending nothing happened. Our work gets them furious enough to send literal death threats. If that doesn't prove we're doing something right, I don't know what does.
Stimmt.
You might have a point there.
If you don't have any enemies, you've never stood up for anything in your life. Churchill might have paraphrased him a little.
And how do you deal with them?
It might sound a little weird, but I collect them. They're my war trophies, in a way.
I just got one this morning.
I had no idea. Congratulations.
Haben wir?
Thank you, I suppose.
Haben wir wirklich einen bekommen?
Are these letters common?
Not in most cases. Didn't get a single one back in Hamburg. But here, I can't remember a week without at least one.
Right. Thank you. Right. Thank you. I think that's all for now.
Don't be a stranger.
The door is locked.
Erster Zeuge wurde bei Eintreffen. Wir haben den Namen der Polizisten herausgefunden, die Anna Kaschmirek verhaftet haben. Otto Wagner und Klaus Nowak. Festnahmebericht. Verdächtige. Die Beamten wurden nach dem anonymen Anruf vom 20. Oktober, es ist auf alle Fälle ein Anruf gewesen, um 10:25 Uhr alarmiert, in dem ein Verdächtiger als Dieb gemeldet wurde. Der Anrufer gab an, dass Anna Kaschmirek im Besitz eines gestohlenen Koffers sei. In den provisorischen Unterkünften, in denen sich die Verdächtige zu dieser Zeit aufhielt, identifizierten die Beamten 4 Personen: Wolfgang Kirchmann, Heidi Grunewald, Emilia Becker und die Verdächtige selbst. Okay, Wolfgang Kirchmann ist der Freund, ne, von der Anna. Im Verhör gab Anna zu, nach dem Bombenanschlag in Braunschweig Gegenstände gestohlen zu haben. Wir haben die Gegenstände im Zimmer der Verdächtigen gefunden. Alle Gegenstände wurden sichergestellt und als Beweismittel eingereicht. Siehe Formular. Okay, hier haben wir ein Formular. Wir haben Anna Kaschmirek ohne Zwischenfälle in eine vorläufige Arrestzelle gebracht. Anmerkung: Nach der Übergabe der Verdächtigen benötigte der Unterwachtmeister die Verabreichung von erster Hilfe. Okay. Bericht. Nach den eingehenden Ermittlungen von Herrn Roth über die Hintergründe der Anna Kaschmirek ist hinsichtlich der Art und Charakter der Verurteilten Folgendes festgestellt worden. Es ist ein willensschwaches, impulsives, leichtsinniges Mädchen, bei dem auch die gegenwärtige Notlage kein stärkeres Verantwortungsbewusstsein hervorgerufen zu haben scheint. Na toll. Sie wird als faul, alt, klug und egozentrisch beschrieben, und das schon seit ihrer Kindheit. Sie hat oft bei der Arbeit gefehlt. Sie verkehrte mit Kriminellen und Menschen mit schlechtem Charakter. Diese Beschreibungen werden sogar von ihrer eigenen Mutter, Theresa Kaschmirek, bestätigt, die sie als frech und unverantwortlich beschreibt. Alter Falter. Guck mal hier, ich glaube, sie wurde geschlagen. Sie hat eine Verletzung im Gesicht. So interpretiere ich das jedenfalls. Reichsgesetzblatt. Ministerrat für die Reichsverteidigung verordnet mit Gesetzkraft. Plünderung im freigemachten Gebiet. Wer im freigemachten Gebiet oder in freiwillig geräumten Gebäuden oder Räumen plündert, wird mit dem Tode bestraft. Was ist freigemachtes Gebiet? Wer unter Ausnutzung zur Abwehr von Fliegegefahr getroffene Maßnahmen ein Verbrechen gegen Leib, Leben und Eigentum begeht, wird mit Zuchthaus bis zu 15 Jahren, okay. Gemeingefährliche Verbrechen: Wer eine Brandstiftung oder ein sonstiges gemeingefährliches Verbrechen begeht, durch die Widerstandskraft des deutschen Volkes beschädigt, wird mit dem Tode bestraft. Ausnutzung des Kriegszustands als Strafschärfung. Wer vorsätzlich unter Ausnutzung der durch den Kriegszustand verursachten außergewöhnlichen Verhältnisse eine sonstige Straftat begeht, wird unter Überschreitung des regelmäßigen Strafrahmens mit Zuchthaus bis zu bla. Hier haben wir was? Eine Mitgliedsnummer von den Polizisten. Okay, Klaus Nowak und Otto Wagner. Der war sehr jung und der war sehr alt. Ja. Im Rahmen des Ermessens. Bewaffnete SED-Einheiten marschieren durch Berlin. Berlin. SED-Kampfgruppen und Panzerwagen durchquerten heute den sowjetisch besetzten Teil Berlins unter dem Vorwand, konterrevolutionäre Elemente zu liquidieren. Die bewaffneten Milizen, angeblich aus volkseigenen Betrieben, operierten unter Führung der Volkspolizei. Ein klarer Verstoß gegen den Vier-Mächte-Status. Das kommunistische Regime hat provokativ die sowjetischen Wachsoldaten an der Botschaft durch Angehörige der Nationalen Volksarmee ersetzt. Ein Signal zunehmender Militarisierung der Ostzone. NATO-Manöver Schwarzer Löwe simuliert Atomkrieg. Bonn. Das NATO-Hauptquartier begann gestern seine bislang größte Staatsübung Schwarzer Löwe, die einen sowjetischen Atomschlag gegen Westdeutschland simuliert. Das Szenario sieht verheerende Angriffe auf Frankfurt, Hamburg und Köln vor, gefolgt von massiven sowjetischen Panzervorstößen. Die NATO-Streitkräfte antworten mit Atomwaffen, was zu über 100 nuklearen Detonationen in Mitteleuropa führt. General Norstadt betonte, Europas Verteidigung beruhe nun wesentlich auf nuklearer Abschreckung. Leider. War klar, dass das jetzt passiert.
Miss Katz, Heidi Grunewald is waiting for you in the conference room. I have the distinct feeling that she doesn't like us very much.
Us? As in...
Lawyers, the state, the police.
Oh, sounds like trouble. Thank you, Paula.
So. Wir machen uns erstmal die wichtigsten Sachen vertraut. Bürger von Braunschweig. 20. November 1944 in den frühen Morgenstunden ist im Gefängnis von Wolfenbüttel die Verbrecherin Anna Kaschmirek als Staatsverräter und Schädling des deutschen Volkes rechtmäßig hingerichtet worden. Das ist der Fall. Das ist das Urteil. Das
In evidence form? Might be something worth looking at.
Genau. Da, wir brauchen diese Information. Werden wir noch angeben, dass wir das brauchen. Bericht. Wir brauchen den Oberstaatsanwalt. Das ist sehr seltsam. Markieren wir uns mal auf alle Fälle. Das ist das Geständnis. Das Foto will ich hier mal hinsetzen, weil... Ja. Wahrscheinlich wird es eine Rolle spielen, dass das linke Auge was abgekriegt hat. Perfides Albion. Zivile Infrastruktur zum Ziel hinterlässt eine Stadt aus Ruinen und beweist einmal mehr die wahre Absicht der Invasoren, die endgültige Zerstörung der deutschen Geschichte und Identität. Ja? Der Tod ist Britte. Brände wüten in den zerstörten Stadtteilen von Köln, Duisburg und Braunschweig, denn die 3 Städte leiden unter den nächtlichen britischen Bombardements. Unfähig der Akzeptanz ihrer Niederlagen am Rheinufer haben sich die Westmächte zu der feigen Taktik entschlossen, Zivilisten anzugreifen, indem sie eine organisierte Serie von Angriffen auf ahnungslose Unschuldige in ihren Häusern begingen. Braunschweig bombardiert. In den frühen Morgenstunden des heutigen Tages wurde Braunschweig bei einem barbarischen Angriff der britischen Eindringlinge verwüstet. Dieser abscheuliche Akt hat die Stadt in Schutt und Asche gelegt, wobei die meisten Häuser durch die Bombardierung oder den daraus resultierenden Feuersturm zerstört wurden. Die Leichen der ermordeten Zivilisten säumen die Straßen, Witwen und Waisen klagen unter den dunklen Himmeln, nie sicher, wann die Alliierten das nächste Mal zuschlagen. Das werden wir brauchen. Da setze ich mal ein Lesezeichen, damit wir wissen, welcher Dienstgrad wer war. Staatliche Schupo war die uniformierte, das wissen wir schon, haben wir schon einmal gelesen. Und hier haben wir nochmal, das brauchen wir definitiv, das Reichsgesetzblatt. Wir haben Verdächtige. Den da. Mit ihren Mitgliedsnummern. Und wir haben schon Transkripte, was okay ist.
An evidence form? Might be something worth looking into.
Ja.
Miss Katz.
About the note you left me today. You think you have someone who would know our police officers?
Yes, potentially. My husband, his whole family, really, are police officers. Him, his father, brother, uncle, grandfather. It's a tradition he's very proud of. Don't get me started.
I won't.
Thank you. Anyway, his brother actually lives and works in Brunswick. Brunswick, police officer. I figured I'd give it a shot and I wrote him a letter.
What's Heidi Grunewald like, Paula?
Her chewing gum is very sticky for a start. I found it under the waiting table.
Oh,
And she asked why a pretty girl like me is working for the pigs.
oh. And why exactly are you working for the pigs, Paula?
I happen to like this particular set of pigs a great deal, Miss Katz.
Thank you, Paula. I better go and see Miss Grunewald.
Aber das wird kompliziert. Oh, ich hatte die Katze, die hier streichelt.
Mrs. Grunewald, good morning. Thank you for coming on such a short notice.
As if I had the choice.
Mrs. Grunewald, your collaboration is entirely voluntary.
Right. Because I could just make your job easier and let you screw Anna over again. Not going to happen.
I wanted to talk to you about Anna Kazmirek. I believe you are acquainted?
Acquainted. Sure. What do you want to know? Other than her being innocent and you people having killed her?
Tell me about Anna's arrest.
Really? Sure you wouldn't rather talk about her heinous crimes? Tell me all about them? No? Alright. I bite. It was the morning of... I don't know. A few days after the bombing.
October 20th.
Sure. If you say so. We were in the emergency shelter. Somehow we all got assigned to the same one. Call it good luck or bad luck. Your choice.
What happened on that day?
We just come back from work with Anna. Graveyard shift at a munitions factory. For the glory of the fatherland. And all that.
What can you tell me about this shelter?
Pigs took some rich prick's house, robbed it of all valuables, and packed it full of homeless folk. We got 3 small rooms around the kitchen, one for each family.
What happened to you during the bombing?
To me? Not much. I was working a night shift. At first I didn't even hear the bombs over all the machinery. How in hell did those bastards manage to burn the entire city except for the munition factories is beyond me.
Who lived in the shelter at the time?
Me and mine, the Grunewalds, a total of 7 people at the time. The Kazmiereks, Anna and her mother, and unfortunately, the Beckers. 5 of them, and 5 too many.
Wobei, es ist mir zu offensichtlich gerade aktuell, dass die Sache sind.
How were the tasks divided among the people in the shelter?
We were on rotation. Every day different tasks for each of the rooms. Food, cleaning, making sure there's enough water and firewood. Of course, we'd always get the most work, as my family was the biggest.
What did a regular day at the shelter look like?
There wasn't anything regular about that time. Not yet. We'd only been there for 3 days? 4? It wasn't that different from our lives before, really. Not for me. We were piss poor anyway. Wake up, pray there's water in the pipes. Go to your shift, return there tired, repeat.
Tell me about the Kazmiereks.
Good people. Both of them. Teresa's practically family now. We took her in, after you people killed Anna. Without her daughter, she was all alone. But who cares? Right? You all got your dangerous criminal.
Tell me about the Beckers.
Butchers. Literally. They owned a family business for generations. A big point of pride for them. Up till a bomb fell right on it.
Tell me about your family.
Interested in the little workers. That's a new one. We weren't affected by the bombing as bad as many others. Didn't have much to lose to start with. There were a few of us, luckily. So we were able to scrap by.
Did you salvage anything from your old home?
Everybody did. The morning after the bombing, we went there with my brothers. Took a few bags. Couldn't fit even half of them. There wasn't much to find.
How would you describe your relationship with Miss Kazmarek?
Our relationship? Anna wasn't a dyke, if that's what you're getting at. She was like a sister to me. A better sister. One that I chose. We were in my family's room, trying to get at least some shut-eye, when I heard someone yapping at the phone. It was Emilia. Emilia Becker.
What was she saying?
I didn't catch all of it. Tried to block it out, actually. I just wanted to sleep. I got enough to understand. The cunt was talking to the police. Ratting on some terrible robbery. How could I have known it was about Anna? Next thing I know, I'm woken up by someone's banging against the door.
Who was it?
Greeners! 2 of the bastards. Diligently responding to a bullcrap call. And what a pair they made. A tall twig of an idiot and a 4-eyed geezer with the dumbest mustache. You could smell the alcohol on that one from across the room.
Could you please describe them for me?
Creepy. That was my first and main impression. He was somewhat round. Not yet fat, but close to it. He had the most ridiculous facial hair, glasses, and he had this smile. This friendly smile. Constantly. Ugh. It was unnerving.
Could you please describe them for me?
He was way too tall, despite the constant hunch. It felt like he was trying to take up as little space as he could. Had the most punchable face I've seen in my life. Like a snooty baby that may start bawling at any moment. And he was clumsy. First he hit his head on the way in. Then he just kept dropping his notebook as they interviewed Anna.
Did they say why they were there?
Sure. They were investigating a most serious crime and wanted to talk to Anna, alone. Bastards invited themselves in before I could even say a word. And that would be when, using this mess as a distraction, Emilia planted the bloody thing.
I'll need you to explain what you mean.
Oh, Sure. The suitcase she accused Anna of stealing. The one she needed the pigs to find. She put it in Anna's room herself. Had to back her lie somehow, didn't she? It was clear they didn't want me present for their questioning. Fuckers had the nerve to pretend it was about Anna's privacy. I've expected they'd force me out right then and there.
And did they make you leave?
No. Somehow Anna managed to convince them it was fine, that she didn't mind me there.
What did they want to know?
They asked the
Ja,
same one Emilia was planting in Anna's room right there and then. Did I mention that already?
Yes, you did, Mrs. Grunewald.
I know I did. I'm not an idiot. Just make sure it's easy to hear on that tape of yours. The idiots were convinced Anna stole it. And no matter the truth, they wanted her to admit it.
What did Anna tell them?
To go fuck themselves. No. That's what she should have told them. But she just denied it. What a load of crap. All they had was Emilia's made-up story. And here they were, swinging their shriveled... That's what I told them. They didn't like it one bit.
And who are greeners?
Schupo, obviously. Green uniform, overcompensating hat, gun and nightstick in case they don't like your face. I suppose you people didn't call them that.
What can you tell me about your family's situation before the bombing?
Nothing exciting. We were at another temporary place. Smaller than this one, actually. So that was an upgrade. It was more of the same. Surviving day to day. Just with less other people having to do the same. It was a shit time. Next thing I know, Glasses pushes me out into the kitchen. Tells me to show him Anna's room. That's where she'd hide the haul.
Did you enter Anna's room with the officer?
No. I just told him where it was. He wouldn't let me go in. Didn't want me tampering. So I waited outside in the kitchen with Wolf and that rat, Amelia.
Didn't you say Emilia was in Anna's room?
Not anymore. She left her proof and came back before anyone could notice. She just stood there with that smirk of hers. She was behind it all. We all knew she hated Anna. But this? She was trying to get her killed.
Do you remember what Wolf was doing?
Waiting, patiently. Naive idiot. He came for money, and it showed. Had no idea what any of this meant.
What can you tell me about Anna?
That you people killed her. But I might have mentioned that already. What is there to say? She was good people. Kind, funny, witty. And a know-it-all. So stubborn. Could be such a pain in the ass. Never knew when to shut up.
Were there any conflicts between the shelter's inhabitants?
Does a bear shit in the woods? The Beckers thought themselves better than everybody else, and made no secret of it. And everyone knew them for the shit-spewing assholes they were. And we were open about that as well. And Mrs. Hausler in the other section, always listening at the door, up in everybody's business. Nosy hack.
What can you tell me about the conflict between Miss Kazmarek and Emilia?
What there's to say? Becca was a cunt. She had conflicts with everybody. Well, everybody without a dick. And something about Anna seemed to really piss her off from the start. Wolf choosing her was just a cherry on top.
Aber es ist zu offensichtlich oder es geht darum, es zu beweisen?
The pig didn't need much time for his search. Emilia must have left it easy to find. Her eyes lit up as soon as he came out of the room, suitcase in hand.
What did you do?
She told the pig the suitcase was hers. That the day after the bombing, she saw Anna take it from the ruins of her house. And for some reason, she insisted it constituted treason. Can you imagine? Even if Anna was guilty, which she wasn't, how would taking an old stinking suitcase be treason? That's just bullcrap. All of it. But the
Treason? One moment, I might have something about this. Right. If what Emilia said was true,
it wasn't.
then with Anna's crime being looting rather than stealing, the Volkspest law would indeed qualify it as treason.
How many times do I have to say this? Anna didn't do anything.
How did the officer react to all this?
He didn't even pretend to listen to anything Wolf and I said. But anything Emilia said, he ate it up. All of it. Every single word.
What was in the suitcase? Can you describe it?
Beats me. I don't think I've ever seen it before. No idea where Emilia got it. It looked old, used, normal size, normal... It was a suitcase. It just looked like a suitcase.
Mrs. Kronewald, I'm sorry, but I must ask. Is it possible Anna did take that suitcase?
Are you fucking... What? Just because she wasn't born to some gold-shitting lawyers, she's supposed to be a thief? She wasn't. She didn't. There's no possibility. No chance. Not premeditated, not by accident.
Ja, man muss dann die Frage stellen.
Was Anna's father somewhere around?
Not for a long time. He died when Anna was 4. Came west with Aunt Tessie, only to leave her alone with a 4-year-old. Don't really remember him myself. Just a photo of the 3 of them together.
What did the Kazmareks have with them?
There wasn't much. Let me think. Some salvaged clothes, fabrics, a few photos, documents, Oh right, the cross. A big old thing. Iron. It was Aunt Tessie's, back from the east. And the weird Madonna painting. Ugh, she used to give me the creeps.
Tell me about Teresa Kazmarek.
Aunt Tessie. Poor woman. Poor Anna. Alone with her on her head. Don't get me wrong, I love the woman. But she can be an enormous pain in the ass. Not her fault. Mostly. She just needs so much help and constant attention. She's been sick non-stop ever since... Since I can remember, actually.
So erschreckend, das alles mitzuhören.
You said the
Erzählt zu
Kazmareks
bekommen.
were from somewhere east?
Aunt Tessie was born in East Prussia, some small village in the middle of nowhere. That's Poland now. Majuria or something. She's quite happy about it. Not that she'll admit it. Always had a soft spot for anything Polish.
What can you tell me about Wolf and Miss Kazmarek's relationship?
It's been going on for a few years already. They seem serious about it. As serious as you can be when you're 19. To be honest, I was never fully sold on Wolf being the right guy. But he did make Anna happy, so...
Und das hat Emilia nicht gefallen.
How did Miss Kazmarek come to know Mr. Hens?
She used to work for him. We both did before the factory draft. It was all legal, just pub work. Walter's a good man. Took us under his wing. We knew we could rely on him. At that point, I knew we needed help. I knew a man, I thought he might be able to help. And Wolf had his uncle, so between the two of us,
This man you went to get help from. Never mind. Please continue.
Ah,
Right. So as I was saying, I knew this man. And Wolf had his uncle, so between the two of us, I figured...
Mist.
Please, continue.
I told Wolf to stall the fuckers. Keep them there. Myself, I went to get my man. I didn't even get down the stairs before it started.
Before what started?
Is it really that hard to guess? Anna's testimony. They tortured her, went in hard judging on the screams. It was loud.
Is there anybody else who could have seen it?
I wasn't in the right space to check for that. Though, actually, I think I ran into one of my neighbors. Hausler. Old lady from across the hall. Yes, she even asked me, "Who are they taking?" She was in another section on our floor. Such a nosy hack. Unbelievably good hearing for her age. She kept constant watch on everything that was happening.
Vielleicht war auch sie diejenige, die angerufen hat.
And you just left?
Yes. Yes, I did. It was the only way I might still help.
Did Miss Kazmarek have any previous encounters with the police? Any criminal history?
No,
You sound awful sure.
I am. Anna didn't do none of that.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it, no. But I certainly heard it. And I saw the aftermath. They left the room trashed. It doesn't take a degree to understand what happened.
You're saying both of the officers beat her?
Yes, probably. I don't know. Can't imagine a greener refusing the chance to rail on an unarmed girl.
Und tschüss. Wie viele Leute damals hatten einfach schlichtweg Spaß gehabt. So, wir werden hier noch die fehlenden Punkte finden und dann, warum kann man auch gar nicht, dann war ein kleiner Cut für den Abend ausgeholt.
How did Wolf and Emilia get along?
Too well. They actually used to be friends. If you'd believe that. Not that he'll admit it now. It was before he and Anna Becker never quite forgave him that choice. The jealous cunt.
What can you tell me about Emilia?
She was a few years older. Not that you'd guess it, with how much of a brat she was. Always little Miss Goody Two-Shoes. Always the innocent. The poor, poor victim. In reality, she was a jealous, hateful bitch. A snitch. A liar and a snitch.
Ob irgendwo Blitzdingens ist, ne? Aber gefühlt nicht. Wir brauchen noch einen. eigentlich der letzte Spot? Ich will nicht einfach so abbrechen. Beziehungsweise nicht abbrechen, sondern nicht so einfach weitermachen. Wie kann ich nichts Neues finden? Weiß es nicht. Schade. Oh.
Wolf's uncle? Why was that relevant?
It's not something he'd appreciate me talking about. Then again, he was happy to benefit from it. His uncle was in the Gestapo. Didn't have too shabby of a position. After all, he did pull his nephew from the front.
Huh?
I don't remember his name, but there couldn't have been that many Kirchmanns up the chain, right?
Okay. Wenn der Kirchmann seinen Onkel kontaktiert, weiß er vielleicht etwas.
I did find my guy. Not that it mattered. By the time we came back, Anna was already gone. There. That's what happened. What really happened. Not that you care.
But I do care, Mrs. Grunewald.
Sure. I guess we'll see about that, right? I won't hold my breath.
You do realize this hostility won't help anyone? My intention is to bring the people who wronged Miss Kazmarek to justice. I am not your enemy.
Then prove me wrong.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention? Anything else you saw?
No. By the time I got back, it was all over. They took her, and Emilia hid away in her room, scared of facing us after what she'd done.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Grunewald.
I hope I don't regret it.
Okay. Das, liebe Leute, war aus Gründen bis für heute. Oh. Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen, liebes YouTube. Wir sehen uns morgen Abend wieder. Also Stream und so. Und ansonsten immer. Es gibt eigentlich immer was zu gucken. Es gibt so viel zu gucken. Nicht nur bei mir, bei vielen anderen auch. Deswegen Spaß da und bis dahin. Euer Firefox.